Yo, how you doing, YouTube? Welcome back to another one, Prophesy of Pendor. Still one of the best gaming experiences nearly 17 years after its original release. For those of you who don't know what this game is, it's a total conversion, low fantasy mod for Mount & Blade Warband. It features a ramped up fantasy campaign that puts you in the center of Pendor, a land torn by war between 5 major factions, locked in a conflict vying for power. Now that small explanation of the game really doesn't do this mod justice. This game is Warband stretched to its absolute limits. Huge battles, epic wars, the expanded ability to make your own knighthood order, it has dynamic conversations, tons of random events, improved quests, expanded minor faction relations, and amazing lore. I mean, even the lore for the minor factions is awesome. They got cultists, different types of bandits and raiders from far lands, heretics, elves, roving marauders, you name it. One of the coolest parts of this game is the random events. You might see a party of 10 heretics walking around and you think it's no big deal. Next thing you know, they've completed a ritual before you can defeat them and they're storming your gates with an elite demon army numbering thousands. I usually end up swearing fealty to a lord and making all of my money and campaign money off of selling captive prisoners into slavery. W. The campaigns in this game are huge, and honestly most of the hours that I've put into Warband total have been through this mod. The customization for the cities, towns, and even your own knighthood order, it just scratches my itch to conquer and destroy in ways that I can't quite put on paper. If you do begin a campaign with this game, expect to put at least 200 to 300 hours at the minimum to even partially complete it. I mean, it's a huge game with a lot to do, and a lot of mandatory progression is needed before you can even think about existing in the sight of these mighty armies. Now, let me tell you something about the wrinkle-brained genius who created this game. Jim Landis, also known as Saxon Dragon. This man is one of the most underrated creative game designers of this and last century. A small look into Jim's experience as a game designer will have you know that he was one of the first people to experiment with the game genre of playing by mail in the 80s with his turn-based sword and sorcery game, Legends. To put it simply, this was a tabletop role-playing game that was designed to be played by mail. It makes sense that the lore and writing is so high quality in Prophesy of Pendor when you look at their history involving these turn-based games. Obviously, you would need a high caliber of writing and world building to succeed in a system like this. Which makes sense because when you play Prophesy of Pendor, it tends to feel like you're playing an epic fantasy tabletop game sometimes. Anyway, I just wanted to put a video out there saying this game is still amazing to play in 2025, and it's better than 99% of the mass-produced clop that gets sold these days. And the best part about all of this is that Jim is now putting his neuron-packed, gyri-plentiful cerebral cortex, wrinkled with decades of experience, to good use in remaking this beautiful game completely in its own separate engine. If this interests you, I'm going to put the link to the Discord that houses information on this next project below. Anyway guys, play this game. Warband's only like $10. Download this mod, get hundreds of hours of fun. Appreciate you guys watching the video. Have a nice day.
本当に辛くて情けなくてもう子供たちに本当に申し訳ないんですわ。ですから